Hi everyone, welcome to Introduction to Deep Learning. My name is Swati and I'll be going through the course Logistics. Let's get a brief introduction of what neural networks are. So what are neural networks in simple word? A neural network is a method in artificial intelligence that teaches a computer to process data in a way that is inspired by the human brain. Neural networks have become one of the major thrust areas recently in various pattern recognition, prediction, and analysis problems. It has established state of the art in many problems and it has often exceeded previous benchmarks by large margins. Neural networks find its application in various fields like vision, perception, robotics, and text, speech, healthcare, autonomous driving, etc. Let's see some of the applications of neural networks in vision. So we use neural networks for face detection, face recognition, object detection, semantic segmentation, pose estimation, emotion detection, biometrics, and forensics. Neural networks find its application in voice assistants like these Siri, Cortana, Alexa, etc. It's also used in chatbots. It's used for speech recognition and machine translation. We use neural networks for handwriting recognition and text-to-speech conversion. One of the major applications of neural networks is in the field of robotics. In robotics, we use neural nets for perception, navigation, guidance and control, grasp detection, and robot manipulation. As you can see in this video, the dexterous robot is able to solve the Rubik's Cube by itself. And here, this robot is able to navigate through complex environments and it is also able to perform some complex tasks. Another major breakthrough of deep learning is in the area of autonomous driving. Neural networks are used for behavior prediction, interpreting human actions, task planning, scene understanding, sensor fusion, end-to-end control, SLAM, etc. One of the most recent breakthroughs of neural networks were for DALI 2 and ChatGPT. I'm pretty sure most of you would have already used ChatGPT by now. So let's see some of the objectives of this course. The main objective of this course is to help you understand what neural networks are and also comprehend the models so as to do some of the previously mentioned tasks. Through this course, you would fearlessly be able to design, build, and train networks for various tasks. As a preparatory for this course, it is required that you have some fundamental knowledge of Python, and we mainly use PyTorch framework for training the neural networks. It is highly recommended that you have some knowledge in calculus and linear algebra. Even if you don't know much about this, there are recitations which will help you overcome all of these skills. So let's see what are the course objectives. So conceptually, you will gain knowledge on the historical perspective of neural networks, the evolution of neural networks, how neural networks came into existence, and we'll see what are the various kinds of neural networks that are present and what are the underlying ideas of them. You will learn how neural networks are trained, and you will also get more information about the practical issues that one faces while you're deploying neural networks on large scale. You will also try various ablations and try different kinds of architectures and try to use neural networks for solving different problems. Through the course, you will practically get familiarized with training a neural network. You will have various ablation studies and you'll try different neural network architectures. You will implement state-of-the-art solution for some of the problems. Overall, you will be set up for a future deep learning research in your area. Through the course, some of the basic concepts that are covered are multi-layer perceptrons, convolutional neural networks, recurrent neural networks, Boltzmann machine. Some advanced topics that the course covers are generative models like the variational autoencoders, the adversarial models like the generative adversarial networks, and then we have the graph neural networks. Some of the topics that will be covered here are computer vision. The homework 2 is dedicated for face detection and verification. We will touch upon text processing, machine translation, sequence to sequence modeling, modeling distribution and generating data, speech recognition, etc. The main goal of this course is to teach you deep learning. You're graded on your ability to show your understanding of deep learning. We'll also give you multiple opportunities to demonstrate your understanding, and you'll also get opportunities to improve on your shortcomings if you're definitely willing to put some efforts. With regard to the reading material, there are a list of books that are mentioned on the course webpage. Additional reading materials will also appear on the course webpage. All the slides are listed on the logistics for the course on the course webpage only. The slides are shared on the website one day prior to the lecture. Instructors for this course are Professor Diksha Raj and Rita Singh ma'am. There are a lot of teaching assistants for this course. All the teaching assistant information is provided on the course website. We have TAs present in Pittsburgh, Silicon Valley, and Kigali campuses. So the TA office hours, we have a lot of TA office hours that are stretched throughout the week. The schedule is mentioned on the course webpage. The office hours are going to be remote and in person as well. With regard to the logistics, the first few classes are going to be online, or it will be intermittent based on availability of professor. The in-class lectures are going to be recorded and the recordings will be posted. There are YouTube recording and MediaTek recording available as well. It is important that you view the lectures even if you think you know the topic. There are some marks for class participation. I'll cover more of this in the future slides. Some additional logistics. Our main platform for communication with the students is through Piazza. So it is mandatory that you read and engage on Piazza. Otherwise, it is very hard for you to follow up through the course and you will fail quickly if you don't monitor Piazza posts. With regard to compute infrastructure, AWS coupons will be provided. $150 worth AWS coupons will be provided in 3 batches, $50 each. And then we have Google Cloud Platform. $300 worth free credits are available when you sign up for GCP for the first time. More on using these compute infrastructure is going to be covered in the Recitation Zeros. As I mentioned earlier, you will get marks for class participation. So in case of 11,685 and 11,785, 1% of your total grade is allocated for class participation. In case of 11,485, 1.33% of attendance of your marks is allocated for your class participation. The class participation is monitored through your participation in class polls. So during the lectures, we have 3 to 5 in-class polls. So these in-class polls are going to be on Piazza. You can log in to Piazza through your browser or any mobile device and attend these polls. It is to be noted that you can use your electronic devices only during the polls if you're attending the in-person lectures. And all those people who are stuck in bad time zones like Silicon Valley, etc., you can alternatively watch some recorded lectures on MediaTek. So MediaTek gives us information of who watched the video and for how long. So you must at least watch the video for 70 minutes of lecture. And it is mandatory that you watch the lecture before 8 a.m. of the Monday following the week after the lecture has been released. Otherwise, it does not count. And we randomly select a subset of 50% of the lectures and tabulate attendance. So the lecture schedule is going to be mentioned on the website. All slides and other materials are also going to be posted on the website. As I mentioned earlier, the slides are going to be released a day ahead of the lecture. At the end of the semester, we will have some guest lectures. The guest lectures are yet to be decided. So in a week, there are 2 classes and 1 recitation. The recitation happens on Fridays. In total, we have 14 recitations. We will cover implementation details and basic exercises. So it is very important that you attend these recitations so that you get maximum out of this course. All the recitation topics are going to be mentioned on the course webpage only. These recitations also include boot camps. Boot camps are mainly focused towards getting you started with the homework. It is strongly recommended that you attend the recitations even if you think you know everything. So evaluation, you are evaluated based on the following tests. So every week there is a quiz. There are 4 homeworks in total, and there is a final project. Final project is not applicable for people taking 11,485. So weekly quizzes. There are 10 multiple choice questions, and this quiz covers all the topics that are presented in the lecture of that particular week. All the quizzes are released on Friday midnight and they are closed on Sunday midnight. Depending on break or holidays, the schedule might occasionally shift. There are 14 total quizzes and you will be considered for the best 12. Just in case if you're unable to work on any quiz during any week, you can always choose to skip 2 quizzes. So with respect to the slides contain more information than what is presented in the class. So quizzes will contain questions from the topics that are not taught in the class, but those that are present in the hidden deck. And it will also include topics that are covered in the class, but which are not there in the slides. Quizzes will also contain some latest research papers. The link to the papers will be provided in the quiz. So homeworks. There is one early homework that is released before the start of the semester. That's called the Homework Zero. It is just a preparatory material for the course. Actually, there are 4 homeworks. That is homework 1 to 4. They are your actual neural network exercises. All these 4 homeworks have 2 parts. The part 1 is an auto-graded problem, and the submission is an auto-lab. And part 2 is an open problem that is posted on Kaggle. Apart from that, there are bonus homeworks. There are 3 bonus homeworks corresponding to homework 1 to 3 and 4 separate autograd bonus homeworks. These marks will not contribute to your final grading curve, but it will definitely give you a chance to make up for some marks that you've missed elsewhere. So part ones of the homework are going to evaluate your ability to code neural networks all by yourself. So once you implement your part 1, you are able to construct a little neural network toolkit all by yourself, and we call this as MyTorch. The homeworks are auto-graded and all submissions are made on AutoLab. And your code must conform to the restrictions. AutoLab is very specific with the Python version and various packages that you're going to be using. So make sure that you have the right Python version and packages. You cannot use other packages because AutoLab will not allow you to do so. Then part 2 of the homework tests your ability to solve complex problems on real-world dataset. So part 2 homework is on Kaggle. It has 2 deadlines. One is the early submission deadline. It is worthy of 10 out of 100 points. The main aim of this early submission deadline is to get you started earlier. The remaining 90 points are determined by your final score that is relative to the cutoffs. The cutoffs are determined after the early submission deadline. There are 4 standard cutoffs, each giving 90 points, 70 points, 50 points, and 30 points. There are a 5th bonus cutoff for extra credit, which is determined by the highest scoring student. Homework deadlines, there are multiple deadlines. There are separate deadlines for the auto lab. There are separate deadlines for the Kaggle submissions. Kaggle submission has early submission deadline. 10% of your P2 is going to be allocated for early submission. This is mainly to ensure that you've started the assignment. And then there is an on-time submission deadline. Your final submission should occur before this deadline so that you're eligible for full marks. Then we have late or slack deadlines. Submissions that are after the on-time submission deadline will receive a penalty, and you can use some slack days to avoid a penalty. So late policy, everybody gets 7 total slack days. Slack days don't apply for initial submission or part 1 of the homeworks. Slack days can only be used for the part 2s. So you can distribute the slack days effectively across all your homeworks. And also you become ineligible for an A+ bonus if you use any of the slack days for Kaggle. Once all your slack days are exhausted, all subsequent late submissions will accrue a 10% penalty on top of any other penalties. And there are no submissions after the drop deadline. Course project, if you're taking 11,785, then you're required to do a final course project. 11,685 students will have an extra homework, that is a 5th homework, which is equivalent to a project. Projects are done by team of students. Ideal team size is 4. For 11,685, it is ideally 2 persons per team. You're highly encouraged to form your teams earlier. The projects are mainly intended to exercise your ability to comprehend and implement ideas beyond those covered in the homeworks. The projects can range from implementing and evaluating cutting-edge ideas from recent papers, verifying results of the recent published work, some research problems that might lead to a publication if it is completed well, or it could be some new model or proposing a new learning algorithm techniques with proper evaluation metrics. So, as I mentioned earlier, think about forming a project team soon. Otherwise, we will team you up. We will create a Piazza post so that you will be able to find some teammates for your project. So each team should submit a project proposal by the deadline, which is going to be mentioned on the website. Almost in the 3rd quarter of the semester, you are supposed to submit a midterm report. And then you're supposed to make a preliminary report just 3 days before your video presentation. You're supposed to make a 5-minute video presentation of the project. The video can be presented by one, some, or all team members. You will be evaluated by the instructor, TAs, and there are peer reviews as well. In your video presentation, make sure that you explain what is the problem that you're trying to tackle, what is the proposed solution, and mention the evaluation metrics clearly. Allocate some good amount of time for presentation because a poor presentation can significantly cost your project scores. After the video presentation, you are required to submit a final full report at the end of the semester. The templates for proposals and reports will be posted. Each team will be assigned a mentor from among the TAs. They'll monitor your progress, and if possible, they'll be able to assist you through the project. More details on this project evaluation will be posted towards the end of the semester. So to summarize, we have weekly quizzes, we have 4 assignments and 1 final project. The weekly quizzes are worth 24 points. There are 14 quizzes, and the best 12 are chosen. Assignments are worth 50 marks. There are 4 homeworks, and all these homeworks contain 2 parts, the part 1 and part 2. First homework is MLP, second one is on CNNs, third one is RNNs, fourth one is sequence to sequence modeling. Each of these homeworks are worth 12.55 marks. And then there's a team project that is in case of 11,785 and 11,685. That is worth 25 marks. And there is also 1 mark for attendance. As I said, this course is more of teamwork. You will learn more from each other than you will learn all by yourself. So we encourage teamwork, but there are some rules that you must abide by. Study groups, we highly encourage that you form some study groups. It is mandatory that you have a study group. Each study group will be assigned a TA mentor who will help you throughout the course. If you don't have a study group, please register on the forms that will be posted on Piazza. So, what are the do's and don'ts in a study group? In a study group, you can discuss homework problems and solutions. You can discuss papers. You can discuss classwork, and you can discuss quizzes. You can meet regularly to discuss some ideal work. And if you are interested, you can have the same study group as the project group also. But there are some do's and don'ts. So when you are involved with your study group, you can discuss ideas with your friends. But when you're solving the quiz, you're supposed to do the quiz all by yourself. Do it all alone. And in the homeworks, you can discuss the homeworks with your friends. You can discuss architectures and various hyperparameters with your friends. But when you're doing it, you're going to do everything by yourself. The code should be written by you only. You can help your friend in debugging their code. Please make sure that you give credits to the person who has helped. Mention all the collaborators' names in your code. Ultimately, your solution must be yours. Please refrain from plagiarizing and cheating. You are here to learn deep learning yourself, and you're at CMU, which means that you are among the brightest and best students in the world. So it will be an insult to yourself and all that you have stood for so far in life. So please don't lower your standards and do not cheat. If you're unsure if whatever you're doing constitutes cheating or not, please do check with us. As I mentioned earlier, every study group will have a TA mentor. The aim of this TA mentor is to track your progress, and the TA mentor will reach out to you if you appear to be in some trouble. If at all you feel that you're falling behind, if you're struggling, you're feeling very pressurized and you're unable to cope, please do reach out to your TA mentor. We are all there to help you. We'll try our best. And also, there is a recitation dedicated to understand what you can do if at all you're feeling stuck or overwhelmed. The main aim of this course is that all of you should perform well enough to get an A grade without cheating. And the main objective is that you learn deep learning all by yourself. We all believe that you deserve an A grade. Let me be very frank with you that this course is not easy. It's a lot of work, and it definitely takes 20 plus hours of work every week. But I promise that you will survive. Please do not hesitate to seek help whenever you need it. We are all here to help you. So after all of this, the main thing that you will achieve through this course is understanding deep learning very well. We use a mastery-based evaluation. So the quizzes will test your understanding of topics that are covered in the lectures. The homeworks actually teach you to implement complex networks and optimize them to a high degree. So you're going to be trying out various architectures, you're going to do ablation studies, you're going to do hyperparameter tuning. So all of these will help you to implement complex networks in your career. And the projects actually help you to understand what real world DL problems are. So the target is anyone who gets an A grade in this course is technically ready for a deep learning job. Just before the course starts, we are going to release a set of recitations. These are the recitation zeros. Please go through them. These are very essential so that you gain comfort with all the coding that is required for your homeworks. If you don't follow up on these recitations, it is going to become very difficult through your 4 homeworks. The homework on part 1 has many components that you would use later in the course. It is dense, but please bear with it. It's really worth it. And homework 1 is the easiest homework. As I mentioned earlier, the main platform for communication is Piazza. Feel free to post any clarification, any doubt, any question, even if it is a silly question. Please do post on Piazza. And we strive to respond to student queries within 5 minutes, which is not a usual case in any of the courses that you see in CMU. Finally, I thank you for deciding to take this journey of deep learning with us. If you have any questions, please reach out to any of the TAs or the instructors. Thank you. I hope you have a great journey.